All right, welcome in everyone. Welcome in. Oh, Red Squirrel caught you. Happy weekend. It's Marianne, Existentialist, Sig Hex. What's up, everyone? Welcome in. We're gonna give you a stream. You already know what it is. Oh, all right. Got situated. Actually, was able to figure out how to edit the thumbnail and share it before. So logistics are taken care of. Been looking forward to this stream. What's up? What's up? We need this finally. I actually made a live stream. Yeah, welcome in everyone. We're going to talk about a few things. I'm going to stake test pulse for you guys in this stream, so that'll be fun. What's up, Telmo? By the dip, says Luca. Hex pulse win. Hello. Hello from Vancouver, says Abe, or Vancouver Island. Are they close? We have Kid Riffins, Ricardo. Oh, that's a funny name. What's up, G? What up, everyone? Cool. So we will begin pretty much now. Let me retweet Hex streamers. But we don't have logistics to take care of this time. So let's freaking go. Have a few notes here just because there's plenty to talk about. Give us some structure. Wait for everyone to come in, say what's up to the chat. You sound a little under the weather. No, I'm doing fine. All right, here, let's reveal the great reveal. I'm just here on Twitter, but let's actually, I was just tweeting that we're going live now. Sweet. Thank you guys. Appreciate the love, the sharing. Cool. So we are chilling. We're chilling. Cool. So what did we talk about? Well, let me put these on real quick so I can look cool, right? But so I can show you guys something that we talked about a while ago. We're just going to jump straight into the charts. Clearly, we're dipping, right? We're testing the 21 cent level or so. But we prepared for this. I'm going to share with you guys a clip from one of the VIP videos. What's up, everyone? I'm gonna share a little clip from one of the VIP videos, the last one actually from last Sunday with you guys, talking about this, which I also talked about on the public channel, but I'm gonna share that with you guys right now. Let's find that. It's over here. So you get access to this Google Classroom. So weekly update number 7 uploaded on the 26th, so 4 days ago. Here is that clip. Let me know if you guys can hear this. Can you guys hear that? I want to make sure you guys can hear the desktop audio before I keep playing it. Make sure you guys can hear it. Audio? No audio? Okay. Interesting. Well, it's okay. I'll narrate it for you guys. How about that? I'll narrate it for you guys. Saying you could be seeing your classic ABC correction. This is a flat ABC correction. It would basically bring us back down to the same level. Here, let me speed it up for you guys. And this is a flat ABC correction. I said that's kind of like the bullish bearish case, like the best of the bearish cases, because the further bearish case would be a zigzag ABC, which would bring us down even lower. Something like this, right? With a lower low. So that's pretty much all I wanted to bring up, right? We talked about this, published on the 26th. We upload these as unlisted videos on the LookIntoHex YouTube. Look at that, 69 subscribers, pretty cool. But just wanted to share that with you guys that I talked about this ABC correction, because if you look at where price is now, I said, look, this bounce here, it's cool and all. It was actually impressive, but even with an impressive bounce, right? After big payday, we saw 100% bounce, for example, but we still had something similar to this play out. But on big payday, this wick was way longer. We still see something interesting playing out. If you notice, all right, let's get rid of this one. We are testing our previous low. You could argue this is a double bottom, and we are finding we're testing our 200-day exponential moving average, right? Not only that, if you pay attention, you see that we're actually forming a bullish divergence on the RSI because we rarely test these levels, rarely if ever. And let me just clean this up for you a little bit. You know, it's subtle, but it's there. And I talked about this as well in a previous public video. I was saying, look, even though this looks like it could have been the bottom, I said, worst case scenario, it's the beginning of a bottoming formation. I think I repeated that like twice. I said this is either the bottom or the beginning of a bottoming formation, in my opinion, saying even though we saw RSI become overcooled and the most oversold that has been in a long time, that doesn't necessarily correspond to the low in price because we can have a bullish divergence play out, which lo and behold, it's playing out. And we've seen this play out in previous occasions. More specifically, we can look at something like over here. This was one of the most classic ones, right? You have your lower lows, but you have your higher highs on RSI. And you could argue this is like a triple bottom, right? More so a double bottom here, but the bullish divergence formed over 3 bottoms, similar to over here. We had a bullish divergence form over 2 minima on candles, but if you count wicks, you didn't actually see that, which is kind of interesting if you choose to count wicks or not. But something like that playing out, look at that, it's playing out now. So again, what if it formed over the course of three bottoms instead of 2? Then this could still continue playing out, right? Into these lower levels. My worst case scenario, not worst case scenario, but if it continues to play out, we could see these lower levels after, say, a bounce, right? Because we're still in a clear downtrend, right? That's just what the data is saying in terms of daily. But if we zoom out on the weekly, then it's a different story. But daily is definitely very, very oversold. Our first hint of a bullish divergence on the daily, our risk metric, look at that, into the green for the first time since April back here. So we have some pretty oversold indicators, but let's get back to the chat here. These are useless, I guess, right? Let me take these off for now. Get to the chat. See what you guys think. 20 cents is bottom, potentially. Could it be that I've answered this so many times in previous streams? Just go find a previous video. Got dripping so pretty in the chat. The goat channel blowing up to the goat. Thanks, bro. I love the new song, by the way. I really, really like the new song. Go check it out if you haven't yet. Okay, I might as well address this. I've addressed this a bunch, but can I talk a little bit about how the large end stakes play into the TA? You never know what a big whale is going to do when they end their stake, whether they're going to restake at all, a fraction, sell interest, stake principal. So I don't know, like it's nearly impossible unless you're just eyeballing all of their transactions and create models. But even then, it's just probabilistic. But you're always gonna have really guys with really, really, really big bags staking like every 14 days or 20 days or 30 days or 40 days. So if you're on Twitter and you see the HEX whale bot pump out its notifications as tweets, it tells you like a recent one, $20 million just staked for 20 days or something. And you're like, all right, you do the math. And it turns out they are basically, even if price stayed stable, they would be minting like something ridiculous, like $130,000 in like 20 days. And so they could just sell that interest and that's not a payday for a couple, like 3 weeks, right? Oh, can't see the line because of the webcam. Oh, whoops. Whoops. I was talking about the bullish divergence forming here on RSI. If you guys missed it, it was yeah, my bad if I was covering it. But you basically have a higher low on the RSI corresponding to a lower low on price, which is your first hint at a reversal, right? So here's the thing, it's a lot how do I word this? It's your first hint at a reversal, but just because you see it, it doesn't mean that's the reversal, if that makes sense. But you're likely to see it if you see a reversal. I, I hope that makes sense. Good to see you live. Yep. I blame this crash on Furu's eulogy. That was top. Yeah, maybe. That's funny. Cheap money drip. Nice. We're definitely going lower, just calling it like it is. I mean, we could. We could. We'll see, right? We've got bearish people in the chat. 12 cents. Yeah, I mean, anything can happen, guys. Loving the stream. Came in a few minutes. Think this is excellent information sharing, level-headed, fair, proper, speculative, multiple points of consideration. Like and subscribe, we all appreciate it. Yeah, we're on our way to 10K subs. When price took a dip, our growth kind of slowed down. I stopped making too many videos. I'm actually going to be going live on HEX Spanish channel later today for a little bit and talking in there. For those of you Spanish speakers, I'll be on there. Triple bottom bull flag. Look, this year, like I said, it can be interpreted as an ABC correction. Zigzag looks kind of good. Bullish divergence. I like it. I'd buy this, right? I'd buy this. Now, what else was I going to say? Oh yeah, this here you could have interpreted as a bear flag, right? Which it was. And then the target for that would have been something like, just a rough estimate, right? 44.26. Let's see. 16 cents in here. Yeah, the target for this bear flag would be like 18 cents for sure. But we've wicked it down to 19 cents on this chart right here. So I mean it's basically gotten there, right? You can't be too picky with your targets because remember, people will try to front run as well. So I mean, we've already hit wicks with wicks. We could hit these lower ones. We might even hit these levels, but who knows, man? But if it did, it would be in line with this bear flag. But again, we got close enough to where I'd say that could be it. But who knows? Again, maybe we see bullish divergence play out over something like this, and we have an even lower low, something like that, 3 consecutive lower lows, and then maybe 3 consecutive higher lows on RSI. That could happen too. Just pointing out because that's happened before, right? So this is nothing new. If we do see it, I'm not coming up with this out of nowhere. I'm just coming up with this out of what I've seen Hex do. That's pretty much it. But yeah, you have structure down here, right? After this little structure, you have decent amount of structure over here. Even this wick right here at 16.4 cents. So, I mean, I don't know what else there is to say. We've seen price cut in half multiple times. I think this is the 12th time it's dipped this much if you just zoom out and take a look at the dips. Right, this is nothing new right there, there. Right, and you can measure these, and we've taken averages, and we can actually look at that. I was going to share that with you guys. Right, this is nothing new. I do this a little too much, but on the way to 10,000x, this thing is cut in half like 11 times. It did 11 times on its doublings, right? So it's not just a straight shot where it just goes up forever, but you also have these dips, obviously. There's a long-winded answer of whatever I was answering. 200 people in the chat. Welcome in, everyone. Welcome in. What's up, El Hexidente? Thank you, More Crypto, for the donation. What's up, Gerard? Curious to know your sentiment on this coin here. The memes are pretty funny. Yeah, I've seen them on Twitter. They have good artwork. They're pretty funny. Look, people are taking advantage of, not taking advantage. People are leveraging the fact that Pulse Chain is launching, right? And people will do what people do. If dog themed coins are the flavor of 2021, just like CryptoKitties was the flavor of 2018 bubble, so be it. But I have a hard time finding myself getting into that kind of stuff early, which is obviously like important. Oh, man, it's just it's funny. That's all I can say. I can laugh at it. If you want to invest ironically, be my guest. But I would venture to guess most people invest unironically. But who knows? Maybe Gen Z thesis is stronger. Gen Z thesis is stronger than Boomer thesis. I don't know, man. Like, I don't have a full opinion on that yet. How about that? Jury's still out. Jury's still out on a lot of things, actually. Oh man, yeah, there's a lot to catch up on here. Let me get back to these notes. We talked about the ABC correction that we talked about in the VIP video. Talked about our bullish divergence. Now let's pull up our regression rainbow, because on our fib regression rainbow, we just hit orange. So code orange. Haven't hit it necessarily on our normal equidistant regression rainbow. That's sitting more at 16 cents. But we haven't seen this. If we count this wick since July 20th, if we don't count that wick, we haven't seen this since June. So anywhere from 6 months, 4 to 6 months ish, since we've been at these levels. So it's definitely a 50% off sale right now. I remember taking a measured move from the top of the 50-cent wick down to the bottom and getting something like 64%, 64.18%. It's really close to a 62% retracement. Again, any deeper retracement would take you to the 200-day MA potential support, ? I mean, 200-day EMA is 21.28 cents, and this 200-day MA is at about 17.55 cents. Coincides nicely with the tops of these wicks right here. And again, you can see wicks go down as low and be like 5-cent wicks and bounce back really quickly. And these are not that far away for a potential similar scenario. It's the Hex Spanish channel, the one Gustavo runs. I'm going to be on that one. I'll get you the link on Twitter later, don't worry. Sheesh, let Hex fall. Can't go to the moon without blood. I agree. Like, let it do its thing. Especially if you're staked, then why do you care? Right? Stop looking at price so much. If, like, in both directions, right? You don't want to get too euphoric when price goes up. You don't want to get too down when price goes down. At the end of the day, bro, like, if you've held Hex for longer than 2 months, you're probably not complaining. And it's been around for 2 years. You get what I'm saying? Like, what's 2 months out of 2 years? Literally, what is it? Like 8%? So 92% of the time, if you'd gotten into Hex at any point in its history, you're like 92% likely to be profitable. There you go. That's pretty good likelihood. If you're in that 8%, like, I don't know if I should almost feel bad. Like, this is almost a rite of passage for someone in crypto to endure this type of volatility. I mean, just think about these billionaires who rode Bitcoin from $30 to $2 and then all the way to 60K. You know what I mean? Crypto's a beast. For normal people, it's definitely mind warping, but this is normal for crypto. Swearworks, what's up? Welcome in. It's my favorite color. Probably like between purple and pink. It's one of those two. Maybe I'm biased because of regression rainbow. 190 people, only one dislike. Nice. Get those dislikes up, people. What the hell? Like it up, dislike it up, whatever you fancy. Dog meme coin mania isn't as good as historically a very good top signal. It could be, right? Like before that previous Bitcoin top, we had I won't get into it too much, but it could be. Who knows? We got Jenkins in the chat. Hey man, I'm new to Hex. What will the price be end of the year? Um, that's funny. What's up, Jenkins? I mean, I still have my bets out, right? Yeah. If you know, you know. We won't talk too much about that, but those are still out there in the wild. Is 95% dip possible? Anything's possible. Look, all I'm gonna say is ever since Hex has been listed on legitimate market, aka Uniswap, December 14th or 17th, 2019, never had a 95% dip. The biggest dip it's had since it was listed on that legitimate exchange, which is Uniswap. It was Uniswap V2 at the time, or V1 even. I think damn, we were on Uniswap since V1. Oh geez, man. Yeah, Hex made Uniswap popular is a strong, I know it's a strong argument, but look at the numbers. Like go back in history and check. Point being, went off on a tangent here. Deepest it's dipped was after Big Payday, which was an 86% dip. And that was a fundamental supply shock event, right? A lot of supply coming into the market, a date that we'd been looking forward to for about a year. It's a very much like buy the rumor, sell the news event. And so 86% dip, but we've never seen a 95% dip. And so I believe an 86% dip would take us down to like 7 or 8 cents. An 80% dip would take us to like 10, 11 cents, and so on. Currently at a 64% dip, but I doubt we'd see a 95% dip. Like I don't know if are there enough coins in the market? It's a matter of bid support versus ask pressure. And then you also have sideline liquidity, which isn't necessarily on a DEX or in a pool, and it's just kind of sitting in someone's wallet and they're just waiting to buy at a certain level. So that's why markets are tough to predict. Here we go. December 31st, 135. Nice. Nice. Could have a bet out there for 137. That would be funny if it missed it by like 2 cents. $1.50, 89 cents bank on it. Staking ladders, I think they're smart. I think they're smart because you're hedging. You're hedging on your timeline, right? You're like, because obviously you want some of those long stakes, especially if you're young, right? Like 15 years will pass like that. And you'll be whatever, you'll be 35, 40, 45, 50. Even if you're older, right? Like these years pass. Obviously, as you start getting older, you have to start thinking about time a little differently. But I think staking ladders in general are a good idea. You're hedging on your timeline, so you're able to maybe have a 1 year, 5 year, 10 year, 15 year, do your thing. Get Jenkins on, that'd be fun. You down, Jenkins? If he's still in here. I know, right? 95% dip. It just hasn't happened. And I like to talk about historically what's happened, right? Like we can entertain, like, what if this happened? What if this happened? But that's an infinite conversation. I don't know if I'm down for an infinite conversation. So I like to just kind of constrain yourself to a framework, and then you're able to get things done a little more efficiently. And you can bounce frameworks for sure, but be cognizant of it. Getting heady here. Oh yeah, 201. We still have Hexo's prediction out there in the wild. 2 months left for a 10x. I mean, we've seen Hex do nastier things. When pulls, I'll show you guys some staking in a little bit. Hairs up and to the right, nice. Hex bounce off orange line, maybe. I mean, if you're someone who wanted to buy in the yellow, orange, and red regions, here we are. You can argue it's a buyer's market. Need a pulse chain update. See 99 cents end of year. I agree. It could be a catalyst. Definitely could be a catalyst for some trend reversal potentially. What causes T-share payout to rise long term? Hex per T-share? Like how much hex you're getting per T-share? How we're getting like 5.7 to 6. Excuse me. That goes up. You have those spikes if you have a lot of emergency on stakes, but over time you would have to have less T-shares in the pool, and therefore the inflation would go to less T-shares. But even if you have the same amount of T-shares in the pool, then payout should increase because your baseline supply, right? Your allocated supply is always increasing, and the inflation is on that baseline, I believe. Yeah, it is. And so that's always increasing. So even with stable T-shares, your payout per T-share is going to increase. But since they're trending deflationary, right, it's kind of like flat. And if they trend deflationary over time, then you literally like have to do nothing. And payout per T-share should increase over the years, is my guess. And T-shirts are more expensive to get in terms of Hex. It's a cool system. It's a cool system. Why are gas prices so high? Doesn't make sense to buy any Hex now. It makes sense if you're doing like a 10-figure buy, right? Even a 4-figure buy if it's big enough. Like you're buying what, like 5K worth. Makes sense. If you're paying like what, $30 fee. It's a little less than 1%. I mean, it's shit. I know. Excuse me if yeah. I want to minimize the cursing on this channel. Family friendly, right? Maximize audience, but yeah. Anyways, gas prices are pretty bad. I agree. Yeah. Probably save up if you want to buy Hex and get a decent amount to where the fee you're paying is ideally single digit, like 1% or less, right? Because otherwise you have to, like if you're paying 5%, then you have to wait for a 5% move to break even, and it sucks. I hear Sundays, early on Sundays, is ideal gas time. There are charts out there. Look up Ethereum gas trackers and you'll find a bunch. That was your long answer to that. 10-figure buy. Yeah, if you're doing like big buys, no, it doesn't matter, right? If you're paying 10, 20 bucks, it's a fee, or even $100. If you're buying like 100K worth, like, yeah. So trading Hex is probably not the best idea. 5 billion Hex stake ends today. Is that you, fam? That is not me. Next pump gonna leave a lot of people in dust. Potentially. I'm not looking forward to ending my first year-long stake this week. I hear you. Then again, wasn't price Hex like 100x less a year ago? I'd be looking forward to that. Oh, this is a great question because I already have this ready. Can we get an average extrapolation of the 11 dips? Yeah, let's do that. It's actually on the agenda here. Let me pull up my notes. That was next. Cool. Bear sub cycles. Let's check this out. Boom. Oh, could you guys hear that? My stomach just rumbled. Cool. All right. This is the private dashboard. You can find access to that on lookintohex.com/VIP. 4/VIP. 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 4/ the thick pink line you see right there. Zoom in for you. Whoops, wrong tab. Over here, there you go. This thick pink line you see is the current bear subcycle we're in, if that is your argument. And we're answering this right here. Can we get an average extrapolation of the 11 dips? This is it. And your average extrapolation is, let's actually make this more visible for you, like this. Whoops, wrong one. Average. Oh, this is average, right? They're two different averages. Cool. So this white dotted line, this white thick dotted line is your average dip. And it ends at about, what is this? Let's see, hold up. At like a 50% dip in 27 days or so is what your average dip says. Now, we've had longer dips and we've had quicker dips. We've had shallower dips and we've had deeper dips. That was a mouthful. Something that's interesting to see is that this post-launch dip, this red one you see, was a very fast and very violent 80-something% dip in about 20-something days. And we never saw something that violent again. The big payday dip was this blue one. And again, very, very violent, fast, only about 26 days or so. And it was an 86% dip. If you count wick to wick, obviously these don't count that. But it was a very quick and violent dip. And the rest of them have been stretched out, right? Stretched out as long as 50 days. That's been our longest dip. So that's pretty interesting to note. It was a sort of double bottom, ended at 50 days. It was a 60% dip. And again, this doesn't take into account wicks. So the top on here might be more so something like let's actually plot this a bit better. Because I noticed the starting point is slightly off. Start that at 4. Hold up. Does that work? You have to actually go find it, don't we? All right, cool. Start at 4 and 50 here. Excuse me. This is where it starts. All right, cool. Okay, that looks better. Okay, cool. So this is where we are now, right? We've seen longer dips as long as 50 days, and currently we're on day 42. So this is a longer than average dip. It is. And we're down about 60% almost here when not accounting for wicks. So it looks like we're approaching the end, if not close to the end of this dip, if it follows historical dips, right? It's actually slightly deeper than this yellow one, but if it went down to say where the green one ended, it's just 10% more, another 2 pennies. So down to like 19 cents in like 8 days. So let's say November 7th, we hit our final low of 19 cents, then it would be precisely right here. So that's if it mimicked it perfectly, but obviously it hasn't, so there's no reason it should. But just saying, and we're close to obviously our average end dip here with this white dotted line. Pretty interesting that we're on track. Basically, this is nothing new. That's the point, right? This pink one where it's ending up looks like this yellow and this green one. So it's nothing new. There you go. That's your average extrapolation of all your dips. The goat, appreciate you, bro. Crypto Gym Rat, you're the man. If you guys don't know, Crypto Gym Rat, first of all, shredded. Second of all, I believe associated, if not the one who started the whole HEX shield thing, right? You saw those really cool All right, I think we're good, right? Yeah, my internet just took a deuce, bro. Gotta fix that, huh? All right. Well, all the weekends are shaking off the stream. Perfect. Hell yeah. So if you guys missed me for those 10 minutes, I am back. Welcome back. Sorry about that. Was not expecting that. Here we are. Are we good? We good? Love your work. We're back. We back, baby. Let's fucking go. All right. Got some water. Hope you guys didn't miss me too much. Hope you held down the fort. But yeah, let's get this rocking. All right. So we talked about a bunch of stuff. Took a little break, a little unexpected break. Looked at our bear subcycles. We had just finished talking about our bear subcycles. And what else can we talk about? We were gonna stake some pulse. Actually, I haven't done that yet. You guys want to stake some pulse? Some testnet pulse. All right. So first of all, if you go to pulsechain.com and you scroll down to where it says code, let me actually show you guys. Pulsechain.com. Scroll down to where it says pulsechain code. Click on that link. It takes you to their GitLab, right? Where this is where they host code, updates, commits, merges, all that good stuff. It's where the stuff happens. If you zoom in, you can see we have 4 subgroups and projects going on. This one being, I believe it's the actual client, GoPulse, similar to Go Ethereum, Geth. You have your block explorer, similar to like an Etherscan. All right, we're using Block Scout currently, or a fork of it. Interesting. Yeah, that's what we've been using. And we have a faucet, and we have our testnet. So the faucet is what I'm going to talk about right now, which if you click on it, you end up here. Now, you are permitted to request 1 free testnet pulse once every 24 hours. It's on a timer. So if you request now, which I did like an hour ago to a certain address, even if you change the address, it won't send. So you're limited to 1 every 24 hours, which I did. Entered our address in there, our donation address, to the bottom of LookIntoHex.com. Got 1 free testnet pulse, but that is at faucet.testnet.pulsechain.com. So you can do this for yourself. I won't go over connecting to the correct RPC and all that. All you have to know is that you want to go to the official GitLab to see exactly how to connect, right? Go look around. I believe it's inside Go Pulse. It might be in the README, if I'm not mistaken. It's not in the README. Oh, it's probably in testnet, not in Go Pulse, right? So Pulse Chain testnet. There you go. Connect to MetaMask. So this gives you the instructions. We already talked about this in a previous video. You connect to the testnet and whatnot. So I already went ahead and did that. And you have to do that first before you go here. You get your free testnet pulse from this faucet. Awesome. And now what can we do with that 1 pulse? I'm going to stake it. So for that, you go to stake.testnet.pulsechain.com. And it looks like this. You allow it to read your MetaMask address. And all right, this is pretty cool, right? Let's zoom in. Boom, boom, boom. And you can see, what can you see? Correct, Brian. You can stake now. So we're about to delegate some pulse, aka stake some pulse. How many? 1, because we got 1 testnet pulse. Again, this is test pulse, TPLS. It's not the real thing. It's worthless, basically. And this will continue to run just like the Ropsten testnet for Ethereum, where you can visit these ETH faucets and just get, this test ETH. So we did that. We got our pulse. And now let's see. Here we have a list of registered validators, 6 of them to be exact. The size of their stake, size of their pending stake, whether they're in rotation or not, their number of misdemeanors and felonies, total rewards, revenue share, and your revenue share and your stakes. This is pretty cool. So it looks like these 3 guys are in rotation. They have these pending stakes. Don't know how long they've been pending for, but that's pretty interesting to see. 0 rewards, which tells me these probably maybe have been pending for a while. This one has received rewards in the past, but it's also had 2 misdemeanors and 1 felony. Right? I don't know exactly the definition of these. That would be good to know. And then this revenue share, I believe, tells you how much of the revenue you're getting. So this 100% guy, that's pretty good. But then again, he doesn't have much total stake. Right? It's pretty interesting. So who should we, this is tricky. So who should we stake with? These 3 guys are in rotation. These 3 aren't. These have good percentages, but all of these have 0 rewards except for these guys, which have the kind of the worst standing. I don't know. Who should I stake with? 1 through 6. You guys help me out. Those 3 have been pending for a while now. Interesting. So since these 3 have been pending for a while now, maybe I don't want to stake with these guys. Not only that, they have misdemeanors. Maybe not. It's a good amount of pending stake, though. It's a good amount. What is that, like 100,000? Sheesh. 6? Manuel V says 6. You think I should stake with the 6th guy? That's the smallest guy, though. I mean, nothing wrong with that, right? 92% revenue share. They're just, my only beef with this guy is that he's not in rotation, right? I like that he has a clean record, but total rewards is 0. Like, no one has really ever received rewards except for this guy. 5. Second from the bottom. So this guy, 105. I mean, no rewards though. Total stake. Maybe these are new. This is just testnet, right? Precisely. But yeah, it's fun. All right, let's stake with. This is just testnet, so whatever. Let's stick with. Let's stick with this guy. Yeah, 100% revenue share. Why not, right? All right, let's stick with this guy. So you click here, and you get this. This is the validator address, their misdemeanors, the revenue share, whether they're in rotation or not, felonies, total rewards, blah, blah, blah. Cool. This is their total stake, 105 pulse approximately. My stake, my revenue share. So if I stake my 1 pulse, then I will have almost 1% revenue share from this guy. And what is this? Interesting. All right. So 0.9% revenue share. Let's do it. Add. You let MetaMask do it. Confirm. Oh, cool. You got a little pulse thingy going on here. Nice, nice. So is it staked? Guess we'll have to wait and find out. Oh, it might take 24 hours to get going. Yeah, I'm not going to wait around for 24 hours, but cool. Awesome. Oh, stake added to validator. Cool. Went ahead and added. Oh, it appears here. There you go. My 1 pulse that's staked. My percentage share, which is just basically 1 over all of it, including mine. And awesome. Cool. So now we wait. I just staked some testnet pulse. Good stuff. Good stuff. We're live here on YouTube and on Twitch, by the way. So you can check it out, twitch.tv/GerardDog. Share it, like, all that good stuff. Subscribe. Get us to 9,400 subs today. That'd be fire. But yeah, what's Hex doing right now? So this is pulse staking for you guys. Let me know what you think. But yeah, Hex is doing its thing, doing its what I think is an ABC correction. Hitting orange on the regression rainbow. Risk metric is super, super low. The lowest it's been in a while, since like April. Not to say it can't go lower, obviously, but yeah, pretty oversold. I'd probably try number one next time to see how their felonies and misdemeanors would affect revenue. Yeah. Okay. So tomorrow I can request another testnet pulse and I'll stake it with some other guy. How about that? And then I'll update you guys next stream. I'll do this like every day. I'll request a testnet pulse if I remember, stake it with the different dudes, and then I can come back to the stream. Hopefully I've staked with all the 6 validators. There might be more by then, but can I draw out the ABC? It's really simple, but sure. ABC correction is super simple. It's just it depends on where you consider it started, right? So something like that. Boom. Super easy. It's just a matter of this was basically your bear flag, and then this here, if we got a flat ABC, it's a double bottom. We're close enough to where you could argue this is a double bottom, just like 10% away. But if we go lower, you could argue it became a zigzag ABC correction. But either way, it's chill. It looks textbook to me, but who knows? This is all just speculation. If you didn't know that by now. I'm staking with both that have only misdemeanors, no felons. Nice. So yeah, people are using, clearly people are using this because we have 639 pulls here, 106, 62. So probably a few hundred people playing around here, right? Unless someone has like a ton of ETH, so they got a bunch of testnet pulls. But yeah, we'll see. This is pretty fun. Go try it out for yourself. You have your validators list here. Let me check out my active stakes. There you go. You can see it, the one stake. Cool. And validator registration is probably okay. A deposit of 50 pulse must be made before a validator can be registered. Interesting. Okay. And so you would probably hit check. It would see you'd deposit probably 50 pulse minimum. Not minimum, maybe precise. And then you would be one of these guys, basically. Yep, there you go. Pretty cool. What's up, Adam? Welcome in. Yeah, we lost a lot of viewers when we had that little 10-minute break. It's okay. I have no clue about PulsePad. I have no idea what that is. Heard about it. I know it. I know that anyone can build on Pulse. That's what I'm going to say. I've seen a lot of people allegedly going to build on Pulse or building, and it's a wild west. So be careful out there. For example, just because Pulse is awesome doesn't mean everything built on Pulse will be awesome. Just because Ethereum was a good substrate for a long time doesn't mean everything built on Ethereum is a good idea. Does that make sense? Not everything built on Pulse chain will be a good idea. There will be adoption is a good thing. That's what I'm going to say. Because the more transactions that happen, the more Pulse is burned, and therefore the less there is on the market, making it more scarce. And in theory, if you believe scarcity drives value, then making it more valuable. But you could build cool stuff, right? There are better projects than others, in my opinion. Off the top of my head, I'm thinking of 3 right now, 3 of them. One of them, it's like, all right, it's a meme coin, whatever, I get it. That can be a thesis, sure. Another one, it's like, I kind of hate it. I'm not going to name them. And then there's a third one that it's like, this is decent. It's a tool. Cool. All right. I'm still reading the white paper on that one. Might do an interview with them. Yeah, still reading the white paper. I can just talk about the name of that one because you guys probably already know. I'm reading the liquid loans white paper. It basically to me sounds like an Aave fork, but not necessarily a fork because I'm pretty sure Aave's code is not licensed to be forked or not open source at all, actually. Don't quote me on that. I don't know, but I said this. I don't know if I said this publicly, but I know I said this to some buddies of mine, like 100% sure. I don't know if I said this publicly. I was saying that certain protocols that aren't coming over immediately or taking their sweet time. What do I mean by that? Protocols that exist on Ethereum that might not necessarily come over immediately to Pulse Chain. There's opportunity there for other people to build. If it's open source code, easy, just fork it. If it's closed source, it's a little harder. You actually have to build it from scratch, but there's potential gains to be made there, a lot of opportunity in basically being the first to do X, Y, or Z on, a new chain. So I get it. Is it overall good for pulse holders? Not necessarily for these PRC20 holders though. We'll see. We'll see. It's a whole new ecosystem. So we're bringing in the good, the bad, and the ugly. It'll be a sight to behold. Getting back to the chat. Gunther bet 10,000 hex that it'll be almost $30 by June 22 or before. That's a big bet. It's a large bet. $30 hex. I'd love to see that. Run it, Gunther. Where can I get more TPLS on testnet? The testnet faucet. So just go to faucet.testnet.pulsechain.com. Nice. Cool. I think I'm all caught up with chat. But yeah, guys, do you have any questions? I'm not going to be on here for too long. But it was good catching up with you guys and updating you on this dip and how it's nothing new. If you've been in Hex for a while, you know. And even if you haven't, now you know. I mean, I've shown you the data. This is just data. I'm just delivering data. So there you go. It's looking normal. It looks like we could be at the end of something like this. Our longest dip like this was 50 days or so. Currently on day 42-ish or so. Could be the home stretch. All right, yeah. Oh, I can't believe I didn't bring this up. Actually, if you guys notice, LookIntoHex.com rebrand. Okay. So for the longest time, LookIntoHex.com, the logo was literally the Apple rainbow emoji. That's cool and all, and I love it. Right, it's the regression rainbow. It's their signature chart and all that. But I mean, you can't really build an empire off of an Apple emoji, or so was my guess. And so, um, one of my buddies who's really good at Blender, Animate. He's just really good with like 3D, like CAD kind of stuff. Those of you guys who like know about engineering stuff probably know what CAD software is. But yeah, anyways, we made this in Blender and it's the regression rainbow, but instead of being just like your rainbow emoji, which is like logarithmic, I guess, logarithmic regression, you have your exponential regression. It's curving up and to the right. It's going exponential, so it's curved the other way. And instead of 6 colors, because the Apple rainbow emoji just has 6 colors, this one actually has 7 colors. Boom. And it's the 7 colors of our regression rainbow. So let me show you guys, actually. Let me zoom in for you. There you go. Boom. We got our seven colors, obviously red, orange, yellow, green, cyan, purple, and pink. So I thought this was a great rebrand. It was actually my friend's idea, so shout out to him. And we have some other cool ideas in the works too. But this is the LookIntoHex rebrand officially. We updated the Instagram, the Twitter, Telegram, YouTube, like literally everything got updated. So boom. Thought it made more sense. I mean, look at it, like clearly exponential rainbow. Come on. What are we doing here? Your hair looks like the hex chart. Yeah, up to the right. Let's go. That's cool. Yep. I got nearly 1 billion points for Pulse when I'm looking guys above me. I feel like a sardine. I mean, there's always going to be people above and beneath what you got, so I wouldn't compare too much or trip about that. Just be happy with what you got, what you have, and it's not really about that, right? Because it's about longer holders. It's not about timing the market. It's about time in the market. Have you heard that one? That's a popular one. I didn't make that up. It's a very popular saying, but look, I'd love to see $2.77, right? If not that, Hexo's prediction of $2.01. If not that, at the minimum, $1.37. I would hope. But what's the lowest point on the regression rainbow at that point? Let's take a look. 25 cents, basically a little higher than we are now. So that would be like worst case scenario if we just went like flat, like bottomed out, crashed, just reaccumulated between like orange, yellow. If that happened again, I mean, let's freaking go. Reaccumulation time, right? This could be the reaccumulation phase for newcomers if you want more hex, right? I remember back in my day, now back all the way back here when I first basically heard about it, started getting into hex at these levels, and I remember it was accumulation time. So whenever these dips happen, it was like, let's freaking go, get paid, throw it in the hex, you know. Uniswap airdrop was around here. If you threw it in the hex, you're doing really, really well, right? So all these regions were great reaccumulation, but clearly we went to the stratosphere afterwards and did all this. So now for for new people, let's say someone was awesome and they got in like right here, right? They felt these gains and now we're down here and maybe it's approaching their average entry, right? Maybe their average entry somewhere right here, and not a bad idea to start accumulating more, especially the fact that we're at these levels and more cooled down than when we first hit these levels. Like we are so cooled down right now, it's nuts. Right? RSI is basically all-time low. Yeah, basically all-time low on the RSI. So that's all I'm gonna say. Could be reaccumulation phase, right? Over $5.60 by May 2022 would equal 10,000x from starting price. It's true. No, it's true. That is a fact. Because if you count the adoption amplifier first few days, then you get an effective price of Hex, given the ETH price at the time, of about around here, of about half a penny. That was like the day one adoption amplifier. Number of ETH went in, number of Hex that came out, price of ETH on that day. I'm pretty sure that the ratio comes out to like up here, around there somewhere. So you're right. That's about 10x difference if you're talking about ROI from launch or ROI from the bottom. So that's a good point. Love all these young guys on Hex and Pulse. I got grandkids at this age. I love to hear it. I think it's very important to be able to reach out to different demographics, especially, I mean, you've seen how wild these sort of Gen Z investors can really send some coins. And I mean, younger generations at any given point in time become the generations that run stuff as time goes on. So it's a good thing. Yeah, I think it's a good thing, tapping into young demographics. Smash the likes, help with the algo. Yes, sir. Appreciate it. I've heard 80 cents to a dollar. Sounds reasonable. 75 cents. $1.3369. Now, I think that would constitute fair. What's the top of the rainbow? You can check it out for yourself. Just go to lookintohex.com. Top of the rainbow, end of the year is like $5. So I look like brains from the Thunderbirds. I have to look that up. My grandkids will brag about Gramps getting into Pulse before launch. I'm in my 60s, but about the oldest in the demographics. Nice, man. Like it doesn't matter. Age is just a number, right? And yeah, your grandkids will brag about having one of the coolest, potentially one of the coolest Gramps out there. Sacking for Pulse. Come on, man. Let's go. Shout out to you, Brian Hill. I love it. They ever announce when Snapshot? Not yet, no, but Richard has been MIA for a sec. He tweeted he's gonna go live. That's all we really heard from him. Haven't heard much else. I like that because less tweets probably means more focused on other things. Hopefully, Pulse Chain is one of those things. And if we do just launch bare bones, no bridge, no DEX, I mean, I don't know. What do you guys think about that? Would you rather launch with a bridge or without one? Does it matter? Is the airdrop enough? I think it could be. We took some polls recently that I should have written that on the notes. We need to talk about this. Let me find this community. Here we go. I think we did it on Twitter as well. We even did it on Telegram. But we'll just look at this right now. We got 2.6K votes. You guys are nuts. This is the most votes we've ever gotten on a poll. HEX price prediction by end of year. We have 15% saying under 50 cents, 8% saying over $3. That's the minority. Then the next set of people says $1 to $3. That's about a third of you. And then almost half of you think price of HEX will end the year between 50 cents and $1. That's pretty interesting, right? Because if you add up these two, you have 77%, over 3/4 of you thinking price will be anywhere from 50 cents to $3. Wow. Even more bullish, 85% of you think price will be above 50 cents. Interesting. If you look at Twitter, let's see, we did the same thing on here. Profile. Where's our poll? Here we go. 1,500 votes. You guys crushed it here. But similar, right? 40% on there. 47% on there. 38% say $1 to $3. And there you go. So for the most part, you guys think price is going to be 50 cents to $3. Interesting. So yeah, these polls are pretty insightful to see where the majority of people think. And then we'll revisit this at the end of the year. See who has bragging rights. HEX is on Black Friday sale, precisely. Average block time on Pulse started at 3 seconds. Now it's 4.5. Was it officially changed or just running slower due to more transactions? I have no idea. You're an excellent chartist, not sure about the predictions. Pro traders mentioned 22 cents, but it went lower and possibly more to come. Recovery time thoughts. Yeah, ABC potentially. If we see almost like a triple bottom with slightly lower lows, bullish divergence, 17 cents potentially, kind of our lowest target. That's like most bearish in my opinion. This could be the bottom too. I don't know. Remember what I said a week ago? I said this could be the bottom or at least the beginning of a bottoming formation. And just look at the HEX chart. Look at previous bottoming formations. Do your homework. What I think will happen to EHEX once Pulse is live? Will EHEX basically go to zero and PX pump? I don't think so. There are a lot of Ethereum whales who have a lot of HEX staked out for a long time who would not let their bags crash like that. And they have more ETH in one wallet than all of these plebs who want to crash it. Like, you've seen these god bulls, right? They have hundreds of millions of dollars in ETH in like single wallets. So who's not to say they don't have more wallets? Who's to say they don't have networks of other whales they know? I mean, I don't think they'll let it crash. And then again, you have a new utility for your EHEX. with Pulse comes new utility for every single ERC20. You're making Ethereum and all ERC20s more valuable when Pulse Chain launches. And that new utility for ETH will be, hey, wrap that, bro, wrap that ETH, throw it onto Pulse, pair it in a liquidity pool with PHEX on Pulse Swap, earn those sweet fees, earn that sweet PLS, and earn that sweet Pulse Swap, right? Whatever. PSW. I hope it's PSW because it looks cool, like password. I don't know. What do you think the Pulse Swap ticker is going to be? We'll see. But yeah, I mean, there's new utility for HEX. There's incentive to hold the price up from these whales. I don't see the need for it to go to zero. Like, and if the whole market, right, what, $30 million of bid support, if that's duplicated, it's not that hard of a market to duplicate given the figures that are sitting in the sacrifice address. No expectations, but if it wanted to bootstrap liquidity and literally double the size of the market when introducing this new coin, then, it's game on. It's game on. Appreciate the super chat, Brian Hale, super sticker. And another super sticker from Tiago. Appreciate it, man. 50 pounds. Appreciate that, man. Thank you. This community is so sick, man. You guys are nuts. Very generous. The most generous community by far I've ever been a part of. You guys are awesome. Thank you. Hex is far oversold. We already saw the bottom, and bro, I like your TA. Thanks, man. Yeah. Like it looks blood in the streets, right? I see blood in the streets right now, currently. So would you rather buy into these big ass green candles, and then feel the pain, or would you rather buy into the pain, buy into the doom, buy into the blood, and then that's all I'm gonna say. Pulse staking on testnet open today, so progress is being made. That's a good point, right? I literally just staked some testnet Pulse for you guys when I couldn't do that before. So this stuff doesn't just happen, right? There must have been a human involved. There must have been intelligence involved. And so, that poll was interesting. How a lot of you guys think HEX is gonna basically return to all-time highs for the end of the year. The majority of you do, and the majority think it will basically moon after that. There's a slight amount of you that think price will under 50 cents, 13% on this poll, 15%. So similar. Think we're basically gonna still be battling with this horizontal level up here into the end of the year. And to give you some perspective, end of the year is like right there. So I mean, it gives us time for another little bull sub cycle. I don't know. I mean, you saw the bear sub cycle charts, right? Like, could be close to the end. I don't know, man. It's all speculation from here. Your TA is modern TA. Old TA is out of date and for the old financial system. Thanks, man. I'm not always right. I honestly thought this was a bull flag, for example, up here. I was wrong. It broke down. So be it. Like, I'm blessed enough to not care about this dip, and I understand why some people would, and I empathize for those people, and for that reason I am here. Honestly, like, if you noticed, last time I streamed and Kareem hopped on, it was on this wick, right? We streamed what we thought was the bottom, right? But it was a low. It was a great opportunity, right? It basically pumped 50% after that, and we're not even too far beneath that right now. And I'm streaming now. Do you see a pattern? Do you see a pattern? Oversold, but with huge whales who got in early and are not yet dumping. Precisely. Like, think about it. Let's have a thought experiment here. Let's try to empathize. So if you were a whale, let's say you were an OG Ethereum whale, and you made tens of millions, maybe hundreds of millions of dollars off of Ethereum because you bought in maybe at the ICO, you sacrificed Bitcoin, you got some 30-cent ETH. Awesome, right? You're up 10,000x. Nice. Very nice. If you had sacrificed $1,000 or $10,000, you have $10 million or $100 million, assuming you didn't sell. If you sacrifice more, you have more. Good stuff. Trade of the year. Now, these dudes on chain, we have proof that they bought HEX, that they are staking HEX for long periods of time. And so, why would they care about short-term price fluctuations? As long as we're still forming higher lows on the weekly, monthly, right? As long as you zoom out and the monthly chart looks good, the yearly chart looks good. That's what whales care about if they're staking for 5, 10, 15 years, right? Because they have other wealth to spend, right? Why would they not spend the thing that's already 10,000x for them? Why wouldn't they spend that first versus the thing maybe they didn't get in at the bottom and Hex hasn't 10,000x for them? But to see those kinds of gains in Ethereum, right, 10, 30,000x, you would have had to wait to see 30,000x about 6 years, right? So someone with that level of diamond hands, why wouldn't they wait 6 years for something like Hex, if not longer? Why wouldn't they wait? They will. They probably will. And they are the ones that arguably, not arguably, but factually have more of an impact on price. So, I mean, this is the monthly chart, right? You guys want to see a yearly chart? This is your yearly chart. I'll just leave that there. This is log. This is non-log. I'll just leave that. Can't bridge too quick, or it'd be a mass. It'd be a mass each side because these gas fees are out of control. Gas fees are out of control. I think whenever the bridge opens, it's cool, honestly. Bitcoin could crash and Hex will pump. I mean, it could. It does these on kind of these decorrelated things. Like, yeah, let's go ahead and look at Bitcoin actually. Let's pull it up. Good old BTC. Index BTC. And I mean, July had this rally all the way to September, kind of crashed a little bit. When did we see Hex top out? Let's see. Local top September 19th. What was Bitcoin doing? September 19th. Right, crashing here. Interesting. So basically, once Bitcoin found its local bottom, Ethereum found its local top. Or I'm sorry, when Bitcoin found its local bottom, Hex found its local top. And then over here, you could argue Bitcoin found a local top. So maybe Hex found a local bottom. October 20th. Let's go back to the daily. October 20th. I mean, not necessarily exactly, but close to the days when we're at 25 cents, right? Hex found a bottom. And then 2 days later, Bitcoin found a top. And now we're finding potentially new bottom. What's Bitcoin doing? I mean, we'll see. This is interesting, though. It's interesting. Zoom out weekly. Yeah. Interesting. I mean, we could be in price discovery mode for Bitcoin. Who knows? We are near all-time highs. Or it could be a double top. I have no clue. No clue. What I can say is that this is arguably a bearish divergence on the RSI. But yeah, pretty interesting how they dance around each other and do the opposite sometimes. Hexkin Contractor says, shout out for having us. Keep really good perspective. Appreciate you, man. Hey, I'm just chilling with you guys. Over 70, still learning. Nice. Always learning. Bullish cipher. I have to learn about bullish ciphers. Just reading the chat right now. I like this question. Won't people try to capitalize with arbitrage between EHEX and PX that could keep prices close to each other? Correct. Yeah, I've talked about this. If the liquidity pool is deep enough and the incentive is there, then the narrative is there for keeping them the same. I think there's a strong possibility that it can happen, right? Say a bunch of HEX is paired with a bunch of PX thrown into that pulse swap liquidity pool, and it's bootstrapping that and incentivizing other people to do it with rewards in both PLS and pulse swap. Yeah, I think you could see a scenario like that potentially. Then again, you might see a premium on pulse hex, right? Hex on pulse. Some people just call it hex. You might see a premium on that chain just because fees will be less. And so to onboard, to kind of stabilize the price at which people are getting in and whatnot, I could see a premium. So basically I'm saying every PRC20 there could be a premium on those compared to the ERC20 counterpart. Potentially. It obviously depends on the depth of these pools. We'll see. We'll see. Hey, got it. Hey, go to the block explorer and click on tokens. Look at all the tokens on the chain now. Yeah, they're all on there. I'll check it out in a second. Yeah, let's check it out. Go to the block explorer, click on tokens. Let's go to pulsechain.com. Go to pulsechain code, block scout. I'm pretty sure it's just scan.pulsechain.com, right? There you go. So to click on the tokens, look at all the tokens on chain now. Nice. Were these not there earlier? It's kind of cool. You have HEX right here. Boom. Nice, nice. Well, yeah, you have all these coins. Cool. I appreciate you guys being here. Pretty sure I've covered all we wanted to cover in this video. Check out LookIntoHex.com as always. Thank you for watching. We staked some testnet pulse. We talked about what we could be seeing with Hex, and our internet kind of took a break for a little bit there. We had our intermittent what is it called? Whatever. We had our little break there, and the Wi-Fi went out. But yeah, guys, leave a like, subscribe if you haven't by now. Let's get to 10,000 subs. We're super close. That sounds cool to say. And I appreciate you guys liking the video, sharing it, all that good stuff. And yeah, I'll catch you guys in a future stream. Go and check out the VIP list, lookintohex.com/VIP. You can check out lookintohex.shop as well, though I'm probably going to lock that tonight. Kind of get it ready for something else. But yeah, so hurry up and do that if you haven't yet. Cheers, man. Yeah, cheers, everyone. What else? Go follow on Twitter. Do cool polls like this. Go follow LookIntoHex Twitter as well. Go join the Telegram group. We're like at 1,300 members, 1,300 members in there, something like that. Go check it out. And yeah, guys, cheers. Thanks for tuning in. And I'll catch you in the next video. Peace.